afternoon and welcome everyone. Welcome to our KaSaMa teachers. You are joining the UP NISMED webinars on K-12 Science. Today is already our 7th in the series, and like last January, today's webinar is another sharing webinar. In a sharing webinar, the attendees are our resource persons. Bakit? Because we will talk about your implementation experiences and the learnings, insights, and realizations you gained in the process. Well, definitely everyone is keen to hear about not just teacher successes, but the challenges. By challenges, we mean the soft word for problems and difficulties that you encountered and how you addressed them. In the chat window, if you are a grade 7 science teacher, please let us know so later on we can give you the floor. Believe me, this one is going to be an exciting webinar. Here is our agenda for today. We will have the sharing of implementation experiences from Columban College-Barretto in Olongapo City, and also another one from Cagayan National High School. And then after their presentations, we are going to have the question and answer where you may raise issues or concerns or need for enlightenment related to the sharing. And we hope to have about an hour for the sharing of experiences. And after which we will have the wrap up, some announcements for upcoming events, and also give you time to complete the survey feedback for today's webinar. Okay, so let me move to the presentations now. Ilo-load ko lang yung ating mga presentations. Okay, so indeed, one full school year has come to a close, and so has grade 7 science. Today, 2 community members will give us a peep into their classrooms and tell us their story about the last grading period, or the 4th quarter, as we all know or call it. The stories have 2 very different settings. One is a small private high school, and the other is an extra-large national high school. Our first presenter this afternoon is May Torres. Christine is a classroom teacher in Columban College-Barretto in Olongapo City, where she is also science coordinator for the basic education department. Her background includes a Bachelor of Science degree in secondary education, major in general science, and a master's degree in biology education. Currently, she is pursuing a PhD degree in educational management at Bulacan State University in Malolo City. Christine has taught for 8 years. She taught elementary science for 2 years, and this is her 6th year in high school as a high school science teacher. She is a member of BIOTA, that's the Biology Teachers Association of the Philippines. She also regularly participates in seminars and conferences, and in fact, it is in an international conference she recently attended that she learned about KaSaMa teachers and the UP NISMED K-12 science webinars. Today, Christine will share with us what took place in her grade 7 science classes during the fourth quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Christine May Torres. Christine?
Thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful introduction. Hello? Hello? Is my audio clear? Hello po?
Okay, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you loud and clear, Christine.
Okay. Okay po. So, a pleasant day to all of you. So, I'm Christine, and today I will be sharing our school's experiences in the implementation of K-12 curriculum for grade 7. So, to start with, may I give you an overview of our school? So, Columban College-Barretto. Columban College-Barretto is a private sectarian institution in Olongapo City. Our school is initially a branch school of Columban College-Min, situated in Asinan, Olongapo City. Our school is being run by the Diocese of Iba under Bishop Florentino Lavares, but our administration are already composed of lay people. So we have an integrated structure wherein the elementary and the secondary students are sharing the same campus. And even some of the teachers are also teaching in both elementary and high school. So like me, I experienced teaching grade 5 and grade 6. And most of all, we only have one principal, that's Mrs. Clarita Consul. So we have a total of 700 students, both elementary and high school. High school is composed of 342 students, while we have 357 students in the elementary. So we have 25 faculty members completing the roster of high school and elementary teachers. So we have 4 teachers teaching science, and 2 of us are teaching grade 7, and 2 of us also are teaching high school. So let me give you a glimpse of our grade 7. So in total, we have 90 grade 7 students that is divided into 2 homogeneous sections, St. Dominic and St. Francis. Now, like what I said, we only have 2 teachers, so that's me and Mr. Enciso. So science is being taught 4 hours per week. That's Monday to Thursday. So in order for us to be equipped with the knowledge, skills, and competencies in bringing the new curriculum to our students, various seminars, workshops, and training was attended. So they are as reflected on your screen. And in addition to my workshop, trainings, and conferences, even Mr. Enciso did attend the 2012 Summer Inset for grade 7 private school teachers held last April 28 to 30. Okay, so with those seminars, we were able to gather the different materials such as the curriculum guide for the K-12 curriculum. So the main question is, how did we run our grade 7 class? We have used various references, of course. So as soon as we received the K-12 curriculum guide, we gathered already our possible references materials and even lab manuals as our guide for the different activities and for the lecture itself. So we started it with the K-12 curriculum guide. And in the third quarters, in the last part of the second quarter and third quarter, Mr. Enciso and I were able to get the Science 7 Teacher's Guide for quarters 1 and 2. And then on the last January, when I attended this webinar, I was able to get quarter 3 and 4. So that becomes our guide in the implementation of the remaining days of grade 7 curriculum. But majority, our guide was the evaluator's copy of the Science 7 of Phoenix Publication that was handed to us by Phoenix Publication itself. Okay? And our students were using the general science, a school published material written by our former uh, former faculty member, Mr. Ricky Engineer John, and this was published by Serenade Publication. And to add as our in our material, so we have our Quest magazine. And in the teaching of the grade 7 fourth quarter, it is lucky for us to visit the Science Discovery Center in MOA, and that became our guide in the teaching and learning experience, particularly in the last module of solar system. So what is the fourth quarter grade 7 class? So in our school, we only completed one module. So that's the Philippine environment. However, like what I mentioned, the module on astronomy was superficially discussed by overviewing and by reviewing the students what are the things that they learned from the field trip that we did in MOA. So somehow we touched astronomy. Okay? And the learning activity that I have found effective is, of course, the first part, locating countries using maps and globe. So that's it. And now, similarity with the previous years. So science quarter 4 in the previous years is similar with grade 7 scope. Okay, similarly, it talks about earth science and astronomy. And in addition, this is also the same with the scope of elementary science. So like what I said, I had an opportunity to handle elementary science, particularly grade 5 and grade 6. And I was able to have a glimpse and overview of this scope using the Beck curriculum. And what are the different advantages of the new curriculum that we have now, the K-12 curriculum, over the previous curriculum? So first, the new curriculum is highly integrated. Highly integrated in such a way that, as you can observe, the lessons, especially in the fourth quarter Philippine environment, are the things that had been discussed in the first grading of Araling Panlipunan. So somehow, that gives an aid for the science teacher to present the topic. So because in Araling Panlipunan Part 1 or Quarter 1, the students were able to have a glimpse about the Philippines. Okay? So grade 7 students are comfortable with their lessons since this was their lessons in the past. So the grade 7 that we had are those students that undergone in the Beck curriculum, like what I said, in the fourth quarter of grade 6, grade 5, grade 4, and grade 3, earth science and environment science were given. Now, another is, like what I've mentioned in the previous webinar, particularly last January, one of the advantages that grade 7 or the K-12 curriculum is lobbying is that this is activity-oriented that makes each learning experience an enduring one. So hindi lang natin siya nakikita by theories, but teachers are challenged to give the learning more enduring, the lessons, the learning experiences more enduring by making it realistic, especially with the performance task assigned to every student at the end of every module, at the end of every quarter. Students' feedback about fourth quarter. So this part of science is the most interesting part for the student since it talks about the Earth and the solar system. So we know for a fact that as students become more fascinated with the different facts, with in all science subjects naman po, in the previous batch, when it is really solar system that we are discussing, their enthusiasm, their interest really is in there. So, kumbaga, yung motivation nila, hindi na ganun kahirap. Ang mahirap actually is the delivery of the lesson, since we know na medyo vague yung kailangan nating ipakita sa kanila na, uy, it talks about the solar system and the like. So, medyo broad siya in nature. Okay, so what are the difficulties encountered by my student and by myself? So first, and I think this is one of the biggest challenge that grade 7 is facing, since the change of from being a discipline base to being a spiral progressive approach. So first is the time. To be honest with you, since it is only in January that we had the chance to have the quarter 3 and 4 modules, we really completed the quarter 3 and proceed with quarter 4 on the latter part of Feb and early part of March. So we need to have a fast-paced discussion. So those two become somehow the disappointing part for the students. Sabi nga nila, ngayon pa lang mas sumasarap yung discussion, biglang pinutol na. So, ayun. So, like what I said, the challenges that I encountered was about time, okay, and getting the resources. So, getting the resources in such a manner na among private schools, we are not handed with the different modules, student modules, and teaching modules for this. So, kaya, kumbaga, among private schools, kanya-kanyang diskarte sa paghanap. And we have to face the reality that not all publications are giving the right scope and sequence of what the curriculum is offering. So, medyo dun nagkakaproblema, or yun yung pinaka-core ng problem among private institutions kung bakit hindi tayo synchronized or hindi kami synchronized with the public school setting. Okay? But because of the lack of time in completing the entire grade 6 scope, we are thinking of giving it on the first grading of grade 8 under the same teacher. So that will be one of the interventions that we are looking into. So like for example, I am handling St. Dominic, so that's our first section. Now, next year, I will be handling grade 8 St. Paul. So, that's the first section na pagpupuntahan ng grade 7 St. Dominic. Okay, so as a science coordinator, what are the different activities that we have undertaken in preparation in the whole implementation of the grade 7 curriculum? First and foremost is mentoring. Though that Mr. and CISO and are attending different seminars, hindi pa rin kami, we are not sitting on a laurel na, uy, I'm already equipped with this and that. We have to mentor ourselves. We have to sit once in a while with also our other science teachers na ganito yung ginagawa namin, the best practices, at yung mga Waterloo or loopholes in each lessons that we are discussing. And I think one of the most important thing that we should realize is attending to postgrad studies or postgraduate studies is one of the best activities in order for us to be more equipped, especially with the change or in the transition of the K-12. Okay, so because in the postgraduate studies we were able to exchange thoughts, exchange resources, exchange different things that may transpire inside each other's class. So yung mentoring is not just within me and Sir and CISO, but also with the other communities na nakakasalumuhan namin as our classmates. So ways I support grade 7 science, teachers in the implementation of the K-12 science curriculum, of course, is the sharing of resources, strategies, and activities. Especially between me and Mr. and CISO, my sparring partner, kailangan pa rin at the end of the day, synchronize yung aming lesson. So even though that we said that na, sige, next year, ikaw yung humawak ng St. Augustine and I will be handling St. Paul. Kailangan sabay pa rin kasi we have to understand na syempre magkakaroon din ng movement within sections. Plus, we must see to it na kung ano yung experience, hindi na de-deprive yung isang section ng learning experiences na meron yung kabilang section. So, at the end of the day, dapat synchronize pa rin po sila. So, what are the realizations that I had in teaching science? So, first, spiral progression in grade 7 is not new. Since the previous general science of Beck curriculum and SEC 2010 curriculum covers similar topics. It's just that in the SEC curriculum, it's of different approach. Grade 7 establishes among learners the introduction of science topics for the entire basic education. Therefore, it is a big challenge for the teachers to make each lesson interesting to make the students hook with science. Ang nakakatakot dito sa grade 7, because of the new spiral progression, kailangan each quarter, each module ay bibitiwan mo with, kumbaga sa isang TV, sa isang movie, open-ended yung last niya in order for them to have an aroused interest for the next level. Kasi siguro it may be a disadvantage or advantage na putol yung each topic. Pero still, challenge yun for us, teachers, kung paano ibibigay ang each lesson na ma-arouse yung kanilang enthusiasm, interest doon sa ating, sa science as a whole. And clarifying that the main aim of science is understanding scientific principles. Okay, so those are our different experiences in the implementation of grade 7 curriculum. So I hope you have learned something, got something from my sharing today. So thank you very much po.
Oh, maraming salamat, Christine, for that sharing. There will be a separate question and answer session after both presentations. So if you have questions right now and you don't want to miss them, be sure that you type them in the chat window so we can keep them in mind, collect them for later for the later Q&A session. So, yung kay tanong ni Ma'am Catherine, no, pwede po kayong mag-react, itatype lang po muna ninyo dyan sa ating chat window yung inyong comment o kaya yung question. Again, we'd like to thank Christine for her sharing. Maraming salamat, Christine. And let us now welcome our next presenter. Thank you. Let's now welcome our next presenter, Mrs. Juana D. Luyun. Okay, so let me just move to her, show her presentation now. Okay. All right. So you are seeing the cover or the title page of Ma'am Jean's presentation. Ma'am Jean is a Master Teacher 2 at the Cagayan National High School. Having finished a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and Master of Science Teaching major in Chemistry, it is no wonder why she taught chemistry and did so for more than 20 years. While Chem might be her first love, at Cagayan National High School, Ma'am Jean also taught other science subjects like biology, integrated science, earth and environmental science in both regular and SF sections that you might note actually span several generations of reform in the science curriculum. This school year, again, she is in touch with that change and handles grade 7 science. This track record in teaching science and her long-time role as regional and national trainer under the Intel Teach program may have earned her the key role of being a K-12 trainer in grade 7 science for Region 2. If Ma'am Jean's name rings a bell, it is because she is a regular participant of our webinar series, having attended all of the past 6 webinars. Today, though, she takes center stage to share with us her grade 7 science experience, seen from 2 perspectives, as teacher and as regional trainer. Ma'am Jean's story is long, so I will not delay her. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Ma'am Jean Luyun. Ma'am Jean?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you for that very nice introduction. Is my audio clear?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, Ma'am Jean.
Clear. Okay, thank you po. Magandang hapon po sa lahat. I'd like to start my presentation by giving you a short profile of our school, the Cagayan National High School, which is headed by our principal, Dr. Linda P. Tungkol. This school has the biggest number of enrollees in Region 2, with 34 sections in grade 7 and 16 grade 7 science teachers. Science here is taught for 5 days at 50 minutes per day, a total of 4 hours and 10 minutes. This manner of scheduling is due to some problems in providing rooms for other year levels. With regards to the preparation of the implementation of K-12 basic education curriculum in science, I attended the National Training of Trainers on Science last April 2012 at UP NISMED, where the authors of the different modules we are using are our resource speakers. As to the resources, only the learners' modules and the teaching guides developed by UP NISMED were used. To provide student copies of the modules, especially during the first 3 quarters, I created a Facebook group account for my students and uploaded the soft copy, which was emailed to me by Ma'am Querido, except for quarter 4 modules, which arrived just on time, and these were distributed to teachers good for 1 section. Now, with these limited copies, these were collected after the class and distributed again to the next section. Next section. Now, in the previous curriculum, especially on topics about Earth and space, these were too broad to include lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, and space about moon, stars, constellations, and other heavenly bodies. Too many concepts in one grading period with limited time. While in the new curriculum, it is focused on few concepts, paving the way for a better understanding of the lesson and was developed within the age level of the learner. For the 4th quarter modules, the following are the things we've done. In Module 1, Activity 1, entitled Where in the World is the Philippines, Part 1, the students are to locate Philippines using latitude and longitude. To practice their skill well, or even master the use of latitude and longitude to locate places, I assigned other countries to be located, and their task, the student task, is to give the approximate latitude and longitude, or given the latitude and longitude of a place, then the student task is to locate and name the place. For Activity 2 of the same module, which is entitled Where in the World is Philippines, Part 2, the students are to locate the Philippines with respect to the surrounding land masses and bodies of water. Watershed was mentioned here under water resources and biodiversity. This watershed is used again in Activity 3, where students design a procedure to show how a certain factor affects the amount of water that can be stored underground or released by watershed to rivers, lakes, and other bodies of water. I thought of giving students pictures of watersheds in the Philippines, since we cannot go to an actual site or location. These pictures were from online resources. In activity 4 of the same module, entitled How Are Soils Formed from Rocks, the student's task is to read the descriptions of the processes and make their own illustrations or drawings of the different processes. In my own opinion, based on the result of the student's output, this broadens their imagination and showing their skills in interpreting processes through drawings. I apologize, I cannot show you one now. These were returned after evaluating it. I prepared a rubric for this. Okay. And for activity 5, entitled Where are the minerals deposits in the Philippines? The maps are not clear in the module, so I brought my students in the computer lab to view the soft copy, which is colored, and asked them to bring a map of the Philippines to identify the exact province and the region where the metals are found, which is not provided in our modules. For activity 7, entitled Make a Difference Day, the students are tasked to hands-on activities that will help them learn more about reducing waste by using materials instead of throwing them away, or recycling and the like. I assigned students to clean the surrounding by segregating plastic bottles and place them in a plastic bottle dispenser. This is a project of the YesO Club. And I scratched papers in a paper bin. This is also a project of the Inventors Club, where some of these papers were used to produce paper charcoal. You've done this in one meeting, but due to constant reminding them of the effect of garbage in the surroundings, it eventually became a habit. The manner of evaluating their effort is to record the number of plastic bottles they collected and the bulk of trash they gathered. Regarding, seen here in our screen, are the pictures of our students working. Okay, regarding the activities in Module 2, due to time constraint, I personally prepared the materials and just demonstrated some of the activities, except that when they are required to monitor the temperature changes in activities 2 and 5, entitled Does a Greenhouse Retain or Release Heat, and which warms up faster, where they have to perform. In support of this activity, the students viewed a video entitled Ozzy Ozone from DNR. This explains the effect of too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere in Tagalog. Activities in Module 2 were done through demonstration and provided students with online references. This I selected for them. Most of the activities are done in groups of a maximum of 5 students to avoid crowding, where some do not participate in the activity. I find all the activities effective because my students actively participated, and the result of their 4th quarter test is good. The difficulties of the students I observe are interpreting and analyzing data, although these were from the previous quarters, and designing procedure in quarter 4, and all throughout the modules in the implementation of this curriculum. One of their difficulties is their way of expressing ideas in English, especially orally. Challenges I encountered: determining past lessons of students from their elementary grades to connect the present lesson. What I did here is to ask questions about their past lessons related to the lesson to be introduced, and if these were not taken up during their elementary years, a review or even give a brief description of the lesson was made. And then managing more than 40 to 50 students per class. This number can really mean more time. So during our free time, if there are lessons we miss, I schedule for make-up classes at least twice a week. But this is not needed in the fourth quarter. Now, scheduled coping with time, yes, because of the 50 minutes scheduled time, this is not enough for having all these activities. So a makeup class was scheduled. Now for remedial classes, this was done to slow learners, and the basis is their poor output. I tried to reteach concepts where they got very low, and to finally find out if they have improved, they were able to answer better the post-test. Now, advantages over previous curriculum. This curriculum, that the teacher is a facilitator. Topics are presented within the age level of the students, specific and few concepts. Assessment covers the whole performance of learners, since we are not only using summative assessment tool, but also formative assessment. Another advantage is the modular instruction. And also with the new memorandum of writing lesson plan, which is very brief, we have all the time to prepare our lessons and instructional materials. Other activities undertaken in relation to this program, K-12, during PTCA meetings, we explain to parents the objectives and the advantages of the new curriculum, show parents the output of the students, and ask the assistance of co-teachers when misconceptions arise. For example, in Quarter 3, Module 1, the difference between constant speed and instantaneous speed, and relationship of speed and velocity. Now, these are the online resources that I selected for students to use. Okay. And another activity is to make models of instructional materials as stated in the different activities. Some of the teachers use the materials that I created, and prepare rubrics, and then hold remedial classes for slow learners. Now, my key learning insights and realizations. For key learning, understanding and mastery, I still believe on this, of a particular concept should really start from the basic, within the level of the learners. Like start introducing concept by defining terms, and these terms will eventually connect to the next level concept. For my insight, dedication, commitment, proper implementation, to consider the number of students per class, and monitoring of this K-12 program will lead to a better education system and productive individuals in the future. My realization, science is fun when done with more hands-on and outdoor activities. As a trainer, I was able to reach public school teachers region-wide and private school teachers in two divisions. Division of Tuguegarao City and Division of Cagayan. And also conducted, not conducted actually, but facilitated in the school-based inset trainings, where some of the teachers demonstrated the implementation of this curriculum. Other ways, I supported grade 7 science teachers, assisted and joined co-teachers in explaining some misconceptions about K-12 programs, especially to those who were not trained yet. There were times when there are some questions regarding implementation and the different objectives of this program. My boss will assign me to explain, perhaps, to other teachers. And shared soft copy of the modules to other schools, Yes, because we were just lucky that we have an access to the UP NISMED educators, where they emailed us the soft copy of these modules. And so I shared it to the 2 divisions here in Cagayan. Now, invited teachers to join the KaSaMa Teachers online community. There are 3 reasons why I invited them. First is, in this site, through webinars, we understand the flow. Understand the flow of the different concepts taught in the different grade levels, as stated in our curriculum guides. The DepEd memo and orders related to K-12 program were collated and can easily be accessed here. And third, you have the chance to share your own experiences and learn from others too. I think that's all, ma'am. Thank you, and God bless us. Yun lang po, ma'am.
Jane, thank you for sharing your experiences to us. We have seen Ma'am Jean's experience both as a teacher in grade 7 science, as well as what she did as a trainer for the Region 2. We would like to open now our floor to the questions from our participants and other attendees. We have noted at least 2 questions here. Babalik muna natin yung presentation natin. Okay, so one of the questions here is from Ma'am Catherine Fusilero. Ang tanong po niya, isa lang ba ang dapat magturo sa lahat ng quarters from grade 7 to grade 10? No? So, ang experience po natin ngayon ay sa grade 7. Sa inyo po bang, well, based on our experience from the sharing, si Ma'am Jean, ano, at saka si Christine, would you like to answer this? Ilan ba yung teachers? Nag-team teach ba kayo o isang teacher lang yung nagturo? And how did you decide on that?
Hello? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe I can answer that one po. Ma'am, in some schools in Bulacan, kasi ma'am, di ba ma'am, I am taking my postgrad in Bulacan. The sharing was, may mga teachers, like for example, si Ma'am Jean ay chemistry teacher. Tapos, she made mention na hindi siya physics teacher. So, ang ginawa nung big school sa Bulacan, per quarter, nagpapalit po sila. So, yun yung isang tinignan nila na intervention for that. But in our school, the practice is, since kaming dalawa ni Sir Inciso is graduate of General Science, so, mas maganda yung naging setup namin na meron kaming overview of the 4 different disciplines. So somehow, naging advantageous sa amin. Pero, it's not necessary na isa lang yung humawak. It's on the prerogative of the school and the prerogative of maybe of the science coordinator kung mas paano mapapadali yung pagdi-deliver at mas maganda yung pagdi-deliver ng lesson.
Okay, so kay Ma'am Jean. Ma'am Jean, how did you decide on this?
Sa amin naman, ma'am, since if we try to review the different modules developed by UP NISMED, it's not that too hard to understand. Even if you are not a major of physics, chemistry, biology, or integrated science, the activities are very easy, the concepts are very easy. But there are things that like the one that I posted there na medyo may konting alanganin dun sa concept. So we asked the help of our physics teachers. We cannot we cannot assign teachers to teach a 4th quarter or 3rd quarter with the other teacher. Kasi mahirap especially yung mga physics and chemistry teachers dito sa amin ay hindi na-train ng K-12. So, iilan lang po yung na-train. So, we cannot use them to teach. Kasi baka ang mangyayari ay broad na yung papasok na concept. So, in our case, dun sa concept lang po ano yung mahirap, dun kami nag-i-intervene or humihingi ng tulong doon sa mga physics teachers or chemistry teachers or biology.
Okay. Thank you for that input, Ma'am Jean. May I just add also sharings from other participants in the past webinars. Yung setup nila, talagang iisang teacher lang ang nagtuturo sa lahat ng quarters ng grade 7 science. In a school in Manila, for example, what they did was, although iisa lang yung nagtuturo, yung pag-prepare niya for the topic or for the quarter, for example, yung physics na quarter, ginagawa nila yan as a group, as a team, no, where all the grade 7 science teachers sit in along with the teachers who are handling physics in their school. So, gumagawa sila, meron silang tinatawag nilang peer teaching, no? So, together, they discuss the content, they discuss the different activities, and yung mga teachers na, kunyari, bio sila o gen sci sila dati, kasi grade 7 science teachers sila, they're not really very sure about their physics readiness, ay nag-i-express nila yung mga difficulties nila at natutulungan sila ng mga co-teachers nila. So, looks like the schools have come up with some strategies for managing collaboration or collaborative or team teaching or peer teaching dito sa grade 7 science, no? But in all of those who have participated in our webinars, iisang teacher lang ang nag-handle ng buong grade 7 science across the four grading periods, no? So iisa lang talaga. But help is just around the corner, so humihingi din sila ng tulong doon sa mga bio teachers for instance, the second quarter, yung sa chemistry, dun sa first quarter, sa physics, sa ibang quarter. So, ito pa, no? So far, wala pa tayong mga masyadong information about the results of those. Baka kailangan case study, no? Yung iba-ibang implementation strategy.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I'm making an action research about the performance of the grade 7 science students in this school year.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope I can share you that later. Ma'am,
yes, definitely we will have lots of occasions to do that. Yes, Ma'am Jean, go ahead.
Ma'am, may I just answer the question of Ma'am Dulce regarding yung Ma'am Dulce, yung mga estudyante, meron din po silang mga topic na natapos na for the fourth quarter, yung first part, lalo na po yung conservation of natural resources. Alam na nila yon, yung mga 5 R's, alam na nila yon. Another one is yung layers of the atmosphere. Meron lang konti, they know what is greenhouse, they've heard of greenhouse effect and greenhouse gases, but connecting it to earth, no, medyo hindi ganun ka broad ang pagkaintindi nila. Now another one ay yung sa solar system, yung season. Yung seasons, ma'am. Yun po yung mga topics na take up nilang briefly when they were in the lower grades. And yung po sa implementation po, yung may nagmo-monitor, not exactly in the division level po, but we are closely monitored by our principal and our heads po. Kasi ang focus ng division ay other schools. muna po, bago kami. Kasi malapit na
Anong
po
nature
kami sa...
ng monitoring activity na ginagawa ng principal niyo, Ma'am Jean?
Ano ma'am, based on the module, they observe the implementation inside the classroom kung may mga bata talaga na nakakatawa.
Mga class observations.
Yes,
Class
ma'am.
observations.
So, pati po yung mga head
Do
teachers
they-
namin.
Okay. Do they follow up on assessment-related aspects of the implementation? Like, paano nyo ina-assess yung mga bata? Ano yung
Yes, ma'am.
reactions ng mga bata?
Yes, ma'am.
So, yun. So, in your case ba, ito mga standard monitoring activities ito or are they designed solely for the K-12? Yung mga monitoring strategies na ginagawa or activities na ginagawa?
So far,
Are these
standard pa rin.
activities?
Yes, ma'am.
So, ang tinitignan, sabi nyo, kung ano yung nasa module, ano yung naka-schedule ba, at saka kung paano nangyayari sa klase.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yung parang fidelity of implementation. Okay. Okay.
Kay Sir June, may question siya dito.
Yep. Before we go to June's question, babalikan lang natin yung unang tanong, no, na dapat bang iisa lang ang magturo. We have input here from our other participants. May sagot dito din si Sally, no? Si Sally, sabi din niya, ganun din daw sa eskwelahan na pinasok niya, no? The teachers sa grade 7, they consult the other teachers. But again, at siya daw, nakatulong din siya, no, sa biology teachers. But again, mostly initiative na talaga ng teacher yon dahil hindi naman sila required to do that. So, actually, iba-iba nga yung diskarte ng mga eskwelahan, no? Hinahayaan na yung mga teachers kung hihingi siya ng tulong. Meron namang mga schools na talagang na-formalize nila yung peer teaching and preparation of the lessons together with the discipline expert teachers prior to the quarter. Katulad nung ginawa nga nung school nila, BAM, na pinresent niya sa atin nung January sharing webinar, no? So, iba-iba. Nakikita natin ngayon, iba-iba yung diskarte. Merong number 1, iisa lang yung nagtuturo. Number 2, iisa lang siya ang nagtuturo, pero sila ay piniprepare with other teachers in their school. So, they do that quarterly or at the beginning. And wala pa tayong na-encounter na eskwelahan na nagsabi na every quarter, iba talaga yung teachers na nagtuturo. Wala pa rin tayong gano'n.
Mahirap po yung mag-schedule.
So, yun yung mga mode of teaching na observe natin sa sharing ng mga teachers, members sa community. Okay. So, yung next question po about topics that are taught in the previous years na feeling nila na na-cover na nila, yun, nasagot ni Ma'am Jean yun. Do we have input from Christine on that? Kanina sa presentation niya, sinasabi niya na hindi na sila nahirapan kasi integrative nga yung kanilang structure. So, may nakikita siyang nadaanan na ng mga estudyante, no? And tama ba yun, Christine? I recall from your sharing in the last webinar, you mentioned na natutuwa yung mga grade 7 students kasi ang inaaral na nung mga nasa higher years. Oo, yung physics na inaaral nila ay inaaral din nung mga year, no? So, can you again elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yes, kagaya nga po ng sinabi ko last time, sa part ng estudyante, medyo merong proud sila kasi somehow, di ba, mention nga natin na halimbawa yung quarter 3, ang cover ng quarter 3 is optics, acoustics, electromagnetism, and electricity. Now, yung 4 na topics na yun is actually dinidiscuss nasa 4th year. So, somehow, pag nakikita na yung mga papers nila na, uy, ito rin yung in-exam namin or may similarity yung exam namin, ibig sabihin, kaya na naming sagutan yung inaral ninyo, something like that. So, parang mas nabuboost yung confidence nila na makipagsabayan, do na grade 7 sila, pero somehow, kasi overview na sila, naiintindihan na nila yung iba't ibang klaseng science. Kapag may kwentuhan, nakaka-ride along sila sa discussion. So, yun yung isang advantage na nagawa ng spiral progression. Kasi eventually, talagang palalim talaga yung approach nung delivery of the lesson nila.
So, yun ba sa palagay nyo, halimbawa, yung sinasabi nila na first grade 7 sila, tapos inaaral na nila to, tapos yung mga 4th year, inaaral din nila pareho yung topic. Tama ba yung interpretation ko na sinasabi natin na kaya na nila, hindi nila kailangang hintayin na mag 4th year sila para matutunan ito? Tama ba yun? Totoo ba yun sa naging experience ninyo na kaya ng mga estudyante sa grade 7 yung mga ganong tasks, for example?
It's different, ma'am. Different kasi mas higher. Yes, ma'am.
Sa part ko, ma'am, medyo tama yung sinasabi ni Christine. Okay lang, Ma'am Jean? Hello po.
Yes, ma'am.
Sige, Christine.
Sige.
Ayun.
Sige po, ma'am.
Okay po. Sa part ko, ma'am, advantage yun kasi yung grade 7, kagaya ng sinasabi ni Ma'am Catherine, na overview talaga siya ng lahat. So, yung dati naman, even yung chemistry and physics, somehow, nagiging overview lang din naman tayo sa pag-deliver nung discussions. It's just that, mas mahaba yung time na ginugoogle natin on certain topics. Kaya, like for example, yung optics, tayo in-overview lang natin about what are waves, or, light, what is light, speed of light. Pero hindi natin in-depth na ito yung computational speed of light, ganyan. But somehow, yung mga estudyante, nagkaroon na sila ng idea na, ay, ganito pala yun, na I think, yun yung mas mahalaga kasi eventually nape-prepare lang sila. Or nape-prepare na sila para dun sa next level na, this time, iba na yung magiging core nung discussion. Kung last time minade mention natin na ang speed of light is 3.0 times 10 to the positive 8, blah, blah, blah. Ang next level naman siguro nun is, though I don't have the papers yet, ang next level nun ay i-compute naman yung speed of light. So, kumbaga ibang challenge, pero nandoon na, nai-structure na natin yung idea sa bata about the important topics and lessons that we have in science.
Okay. So, again, meron din, dyan sa topic the same issue, no? May tanong din dito si June. Ma'am Jean, what do you mean na hindi ma-connect yung greenhouse gases sa Earth? Paki-explain po ng statement na yon.
Ang kasi sir, yes ma'am. Nung they say that when they were in the elementary, they heard or they learned about greenhouse, paano ang greenhouse, the greenhouse effect, and the greenhouse gases. Hanggang dun lang po ang alam nila. And so, with the use or with our lesson now in grade 7, more or less, ma-connect na nila ito sa Earth, no, which is also a greenhouse. So, yun ang, yun ang kakaiba noon na i-connect na nila yung nalalaman nila about greenhouse sa Earth. Ganun po. Yung situation ng Earth ngayon. Like, what makes it warm now.
Okay.
Ganun sa global warming. So, ganun po ang nakikita ko na trend ng kanilang kaalaman tungkol dito. So, still, in their grade, lower grade levels,
June, would you like to add to that or comment on Ma'am Jean's sharing? June?
Ano say, June?
Hello? Ay, hinihintay ba akong mag-comment?
Okay, June.
Um,
Happy? Are you happy?
okay.
Oh.
Nakakatuwa naman na sa grade 7 pa pala mako-connect yung greenhouse gases sa Earth, no? Hindi ko akalain na dati ay hindi nako-connect yun, ano? Ito yung problema this is the problem when hindi integrated yung pagtuturo, no? Pag atmosphere lang, no? Pag gases lang, no? Samantalang everything is connected to everything else, kaya nararapat lang na i-connect ang greenhouse gases sa Earth kasi atmosphere ng Earth yun eh, no? So, I suppose na explicitly kailangan sabihin talagang i-emphasize ang connection kasi apparently hindi obvious yun, ano? I think importante yung point na yun. There are things na we take for granted na alam na nila yan kasi sa Earth. Pero kailangan pa palang kailangan pang i-emphasize, no? Kailangan i-underscore. I think that's a very important point, no? We should not take for granted na alam na nila lahat. Kailangan nating sabihin pa. Okay. So salamat sa pinoint out na 'yon.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, June. Mayroong tanong ulit dito from Ma'am Catherine. Mag-conduct ako ng evaluation by June kung may na-retain sa mga bata after 2 months gap kasi that is the promise of inquiry teaching and learning. Can I use the questions at the end of each quarter? June, maybe may input ka dito? The end of quarter questions that are in the modules, pwede ba daw magamit ni Ma'am Catherine for her study?
Oo naman, pwede. Basta i-update nyo lang kami, ma'am, kung ano yung resulta noon. At baka gusto nyo pang makipag-collaborate sa amin para madagdagan yung questions o basta kung meron pa kayong kailangan gawin para to improve it or basta kung anong gusto nyo, makipag-collab lang kayo sa amin para mas mapaganda yung gusto nyong gawin.
Okay, so there you are, Ma'am Catherine, pwede pong gamitin and we will note your plan on this and probably get in touch with you again after, let's say, June para sa susunod na mga webinars ay ma-share ninyo yung inyong result ng inyong study, no? So parang ano yan no? Parang summative evaluation ng kanilang understanding na-obtain from learning using this particular method. Okay, so are we missing any questions? Dapat chemistry major talaga, grade 8. Okay, yan. Tama po, may mga comments tayo dito related to ano ba ang tama at madali o kaya gawin na teaching or implementation strategy or mode, no? One teacher, rotation of discipline, expert teachers, and so on. So again, this is an area in the K-12 implementation that is open, wide open for investigation. No? So siguro, mga ano yun, mga pwede tayong gumawa ng mga cases and look at the context of the different schools where such strategies work best. No? Kasi may mga cases na mag-work siya sa ganitong konteksto, ganitong realidad, pero pagka sa ganitong klase naman ng school environment, ay hindi naman siya mag-work. No? So again, the field is wide open for studies. No? Baka may kakilala kayong gustong pag-aralan itong aspeto na ito ng inquiry-based and ano yun, spiral approach for K-12 science. Okay? Ano pa? I think dun umikot yung ating question, no? Yung readiness ng teachers sa susunod na mga grade levels to handle the more complex concepts in the fields they are not majors of, no? So yun yung issue natin. Okay. I don't think we're missing any question. So all right, so I would like to thank again our two community members for sharing with us their stories. In fact, talagang totoo yun, no? Yung impact of the K-12 curriculum reform is really felt most in the classroom and witnessed best by the teacher. So kitang-kita po natin yung mga pinagdaanan ni Ma'am Jean at saka ni Christine. Of course, we know that. And it is also the teacher who is most affected as he or she has to grapple with the demands of doing old tasks in new and sometimes different ways. Alam din natin yun. And of course, we know that in such reform, the teacher sets up the bridge always between the curriculum and the students. And he or she builds the bridge not in an instant and without challenges. Nakita natin yung mga listahan, no, ng ni-share ni Christine at saka ni Ma'am Jean about the challenges that they encountered in the process. In fact, at times the teacher traverses the same bridge, no, yet under construction, yung inubuo niyang bridge dinadaanan din niya back and forth to make sense of what's on one end, the unfamiliar curriculum, and on the opposite end, what and how students are in fact learning. Of course, nakita natin that really is something we need to understand some more and hear more about from our teachers. Maraming salamat for all your contributions. We've noted from the sharings that indeed ang magkaroon ng tamang resources and timely arrival of these resources are crucial to using the new curriculum. And of course, secondly, may mga iba-ibang tayong mga pamamaraan, no, sa pag-implement. We use sometimes student individual work or collaborative activities and sometimes demo teaching. And we also realize that time is really one crucial factor or a determinant of successful implementation. No? So nakita natin sa kaso nila, Ma'am Jean, ang isang period nila sa science ay 50 minutes. Kaila Christine, that's 1 hour. But again, nakikita natin sa both schools, dun kaila Christine, medyo na-use up nila yung fourth quarter time for the very long quarter 3 coverage, no? So nawalan sila ng oras bandaron. But then again, because of our desire to improve implementation sa susunod na pagkakataon, may mga pinopropose din sila na mga solutions to address those problems related to time. So palaging nandun yun, ano? And I think this is also important input to the curriculum developers kasi nga nakikita natin, we only have 50 minutes. The activities will take about an hour to complete. dun sa 50 minutes or 1 hour natin sa eskwelahan, may ano pa yun may time na babawas mo dun sa actual na completion of the activity, no? So, kailangan din nating i-take siguro into consideration yan. And that's a very good material for our writers. Maraming open sa implementation. We have come to a close, no? Yung isang taon tapos na. One full school year has come to a close at yung grade 7 science first year implementation ay natapos na din. Marami tayong learnings, marami tayong napansin na mga difficulties, marami din tayong successes at happy stories both from the teachers and the students about the merits of the K-12 science curriculum. There are unanswered questions related to implementation. There are logistic issues and many others. But again, ito nga, no, learning experience sa atin yun. Another thing is that as teachers, hindi tayo naging stagnant, no? Hindi laging ganyan ang curriculum, hindi laging ganyan ang strategy. So, sabi nga nila, once a teacher, always a student. So, marami din ang demands sa teacher dito sa bagong curriculum. And I think it's with an open heart and open mind that we see kung lahat ng mga challenges na in-experience natin, gaps na na-observe natin, ay all part of us trying to make sense of the changes in the curriculum. And by sharing what we know and what we have experienced for a fact to everyone else, no? Lahat ng mga pwedeng mag-make ng decisions ay isa sa mga obligasyon din natin. So, we have to be very generous with sharing our experiences and our reflections and the key learnings to the other members of the science community. And this is the reason why I'd like to invite, again, everyone to make full use of KaSaMa teachers. No? Yung discussion natin related sa implementation, napaka open yung opportunity at venue na yun for sharing ng lahat. Okay, so may just show a bit of our closing slide. Meron lang kaming gagawing papakitang konting announcement. Just hold on a minute. Okay. Salamat sa lahat ng mga umattend. No, we are happy to have teachers with us right now. Also, aside from folks from NISMED and our invited resource persons. First of all, I'd like to encourage everyone to please take the short survey. Kailangan po natin yung feedback ninyo about the webinar. So, all you need to do is to click on the link here, and I will also type it. Isusulat ko rin po yun sa ating chat window so that you can just click on it from the chat window. Yan. So, pakiclick po niyan for the survey. Ay, teka lang. Bakit ganun? Iba siya. Sandali That's a different link. Teka. Mali yung link na yun Sandali lang po. Bakit siya magkaiba? WKWDXTS. Okay. So, I'll paste it again. Ito na po yung gagamitin ninyo. Ito po yung tama na link. Okay. And while you're completing the feedback form, we would just like to announce that NISMED is again holding a national conference in science and math education, and this year's coverage will be on the use of lesson study to support the K-12 curriculum implementation in the schools, no? So, ito again, October na naman po ito, no? Ito yung time na devoted sa INSET, October 22 to 23. I think this is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The registration fee, as you can see, is 6,000. But if you pay before or until August 15, magiging 5,500 na lang siya. There's a website for the conference, so you can go visit it for details about how to register, and later on a view of the different sessions and the speakers. So please spread the word. Tell everyone to reserve their October SEM break or inset week for NISMED's National Conference in Science and Mathematics Education. Okay, so may I request din si John. John, can you give the link to Sir Adrian? Yun pong attendance sheet natin, no? Kasi he came a little late. Okay. May I request, yung pong nakapag-fill up na ng feedback form, can you type in the chat window if you have already accomplished the feedback form? Paka-indicate na lang po. Ang accommodation po, Ma'am Catherine, hindi po kasama sa 6,000. 3 araw po itong ating workshop. Okay, thanks, Sally. Okay, kay Sir Adrian and Ma'am Catherine, in case po na hindi ninyo na-fill up yung attendance sheet kanina dun sa umpisa, if you missed that, John has just pasted the link to the attendance sheet. So again, we would like to thank Ms. May Torres of Columban College-Barretto in Olongapo City, and also Ma'am Jean Luyun of Cagayan National High School for sharing their beautiful stories of K-12 in their respective schools and classes. Maraming salamat po sa inyo, ma'am.
Thank you din, ma'am. Next webinar
And we would like also to thank June Ubilie, who wrote most of the quarter 4 material for grade 7, for joining us this afternoon. And also Cyril Maramag, who is still with us. Cyril is also a writer of the quarter 3 physics modules. Maraming salamat for joining us. Sir Adrian, Ma'am Catherine, Sally, maraming salamat. And dito sa aking mga kasamahan who have been with us since the training for our 2 presenters and the dry runs and the audio testing ng mga gabi-gabi na, si John, si Michael, and si Dulce, no, all from UP NISMED. Maraming salamat din po sa inyong lahat. Alright, so our next webinar is going to be in May. May I flash that screen again? May 24. Again, this is the 4th Friday of May. We are looking forward to some information about feedback from the field about grade 7, and also some announcements or next steps and plans for grade 8 science. So we hope to be hearing information related to that. So wag po ninyong kalimutan, kahit naka-break na po kayo, 4th Friday of the month sa May po, babalik po ang UP NISMED K-12 Science Webinar. Once again, thank you everyone.